Line up for the visiting team Germany playing in white color jerseys. Vierasjoukkue Saksan, joka pelaa valkoisissa paidoissa kokoonpanoon. Goalkeepers maalivahdit 1 Dustin Strahlmeier, 35 Matthias Niederberger. First line ensimmäinen kenttä, defenseman puolustajat 53 Moritz Seider, 91 Moritz Müller. Forwards hyökkääjät 33 JJ Peterka, 72 Dominic Cahoon, 95 Frederick Tiffels. Second line, toinen kenttä, defenseman puolustaja 6 Kai Wisman, 41 Jonas Müller. Forwards hyökkääjät 28 Samuel Soramies, 40 Alexander Il, 78 Niko Sturm. Third line, kolmas kenttä, defenseman puolustajat 9 Leon Gavanke, 27 Maximilian Suben. Forwards hyökkääjät 7 Maximilian Kastner, 77 Daniel Fischbuch, 92 Marcel Nöbels. Fourth line, neljäs kenttä, defenseman puolustaja 38 Fabio Wagner. Forwards hyökkääjät 60 Wojciech Stachovia, 62 Parker Tuomi, 74 Justin Schütz, 97 Philip Pareika. Head coach, päävalmentaja Harold Kreis.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Spikey and
flashing lights, images, and loud sounds. Varoitus. Alkushow sisältää lippuvaa valoa ja kuvaa sekä voimakasta ääntä.
takes to the ice, seeking a 22nd gold medal all-time at the World Hockey Championship, getting set to face off against Germany. These two countries met in the gold medal game in the very first World Championship in 1930. Canada won it 6-1. There were sporadic gold medal games after that. The format returned in 1992, but Germany has never won gold in this championship. Last medal was a silver back in 1953, but the Germans are on a roll. They've won 6 straight after dropping their first 3, and Canada is in the gold medal game for the 4th straight World Championship, 7 of the last 8. An emotional win for the Germans in the semifinals yesterday, a late comeback win against the U.S. Well, Canada gritted out a victory over Latvia, which earlier today won a bronze medal, its first ever medal in an IIHF event. The officials for today's game are Sean McFarland of the United States, Tobias Bjork of Sweden. Bjork's a veteran referee who worked the gold medal game in the Olympics last year and has worked gold medal games in the past at the World Championship. Andre Tournier behind the bench for Team Canada. Head coach of the Arizona Coyotes of the NHL, was an assistant coach last year when Canada won silver at the Worlds. And Harold Kreis, his name means circle in German. Well, he's come full circle. Born in Winnipeg, played junior hockey in Calgary. He's back from Germany and coaching against Canada, trying to guide his team to a place it's never been before. Tyler Toffoli, a gold medal winner for Canada in 2015 in the World Championship when the Canadians posted a perfect 10-0 record. But a much different challenge against this German team that has experience. Remember, we mentioned the Germans beat Canada in 2021 at the World Championship. 12 members of that German team are here. And maybe, Mike, more significantly, Germany came so close at the Olympics in 2018. Less than a minute away from a gold medal. And on the power play and lost 4 members of that team, the core of this German team, here now.
They've had some experiences, tight ones, to prepare themselves for this challenge.
Sam Montembeault, the 26-year-old from Bécancour, Quebec, has a .943 save percentage in the tournament. And Matthias Niederberger, the former Barry Colt in the OHL, is a 2-time German League Goalie of the Year. Played for Munich in the DEL this year. He's got a .911 save percentage. Jack McBain faces off for Canada. And away we go. Canada's the home team, has the last change. Moritz Miller, the longtime captain of this German national team, and the 21st year for him with Cologne of the DEL, a former teammate of yours, Mike, and he started a German Players Association this year. He's a revered figure in his country. Moritz Seider feeds that across to Moritz Miller, shoots. That was blocked in front by Mackenzie Weegar. And Toffoli has it back for Canada. Toffoli lifts up rink wide, and Seider back to pick it up. The young Detroit star, just 22 years of age, playing in the World Championship for the 4th time. He was the top D in this tournament a couple of years ago. Late pass to Frederick Tiffels, who was the star for Germany. He scored the first and last goals for Germany in that win against the United States. The last one, of course, the overtime winner that propelled Germany to the gold medal game. This current format adopted back in 1992, and Germany has not played in the gold medal since this format started. And Tyler Myers back for it for Canada, playing in his 3rd World Championship.
You'd have to think Germany would be pretty inspired by what happened in the bronze medal game with Latvia doing something they had never done before either.
Marcel Nobles with the steal. Trying to feed that down to the long reach of Tyler Myers, took that away. Calgary native, gold medalist in the World Junior Championship in 09, plays that to Peyton Krebs. And Justin Barron hustles back to pick it up. Barron's one of 4 players on this roster who played for Andre Tournier at the 2021 World Junior Championship. They rolled through the first part of that tournament, but lost the gold medal game to Team USA. Peyton Krebs back after it. Feeds that back to Barron. A long shot, flutters down, Niederberger down, and he play reaching for it, and Nobles picks it up for Germany. Up ahead for Justin Schutz. And Schutz moves it on Barron, slides that back for the trailer. And that shot by Stachowiak is gloved by Montembeault.
Montembeault has been a real story for Canada. Arguably the best goaltender in the tournament to this point. For a good year in Montreal, he's built on that good year and been even better here for Canada. You have to think the way these teams play, there's not going to be a ton of offense in this game.
Germans opening losses to Sweden, Finland, and the U.S. as Muntebo stops that long shot. And have run the table since. And as much as they knew that their hardest games were first, you start 0-3, not easy. They joined Canada as the only teams ever to start 0-3 and make the medal round. Canada did in 2021. Their third loss was to Germany. Seider brings that back in. Fed back across to Moritz Müller. Shoots and it deflects wide. Seider back for it. And Milan Lucic trying to knock it away, and the puck goes back to center ice.
Good start for Germany, though, on their front foot in the offensive zone. No real pressure for Canada yet.
Lead pass to Sturm. Nico Sturm of the San Jose Sharks moves in. That shot goes off the stick of Jake Middleton, his former teammate in San Jose. Goes up and out of play.
Nico Sturm's had a fine tournament for Germany. He's 6 goals.
Stanley Cup winner with the Colorado Avalanche in 2022.
Big, strong guy who's going to be able to help a crisis team in their own end. If not in the offensive zone, that size will matter, but in the defensive zone on a cycle game against Canada, he can defend down low.
Off the face-off, poke back to Moritz Müller. Shoots, that's punched away by Montembeault. Canada's looking for his first shot here in the first period. Middleton tied up there by Sturm. Centers it, and the puck bounces to Toffoli. Back across he goes to Carcone. And Michael Carcone works in. In on Moritz Seider. Centers it, and it goes right through the crease. And now Weegar works back in the corner. Weegar throws it back in front. That just skipped away from Toffoli. Back in the corner is Müller with it. Playing in his 11th World Championship. Barrett falls. Being forechecked there by Alexander Eel. Canada's changing as Jack Quinn swings back to pick it up. He scored a key goal in that game against Latvia yesterday. Now falling behind the goal is Quinn. Gets it back up. Quinn plays it around. Scott Lawton trying to move that out. And here's Weegar with it. Weegar. Rink wide to Quinn. Chip set ahead. Lawton in. Shoots. Save made by Niederberger. Puck back to center ice as Niederberger faces his first test from Canada.
Smart lead by Jack Quinn to let the puck just go by the pile to let Lawton skate into it.
Matthias Niederberger's dad, Andreas, a former national team player, now a vice president of the German Federation, and a big week for them. They're in the gold medal game here, and they won the hosting rights for the 2027 World Championship. That's hacked towards the goal. Montembeault, a quick save there on Nobles. Back at the point, Jonas Müller in, shoots. That was blocked by Krause. Müller tries to feed that back across, and great pressure continues for the Germans. Back at the point, played back in by Kai Wiesmann. Blay trying to dig that free. Here's Krause on it. And Tyler Myers lifts it back out. Myers feeds that back down the German zone. Nicely waved off. Krebs gets in on Wiesmann. And a big hit by Jake Neighbors in the corner, trying to knock that free for Blay. Neighbors drops that back. No Ethan Bear again on defense for Canada, injured at the end of the quarterfinal win against Finland. As Tormi comes in and shoots, he fired that wide. A slash by Kasperi Kapanen in a scrum at the end of the game. And Bear misses his second straight.
Canada's got the bare minimum 6 defensemen dressed. They'll have to dress 20 skaters. Canada's got the NHL roster size just 18, 12, and 6.
Joe Valeno suspended as well. Tuomi sends it back across, and that shot taken there by Stachowiak. Kicked away by Montembeault.
Canada's getting stuck on the line changes. They're defending so much. Every time they get on the ice, the quick ups are hurting them.
Shots are 4-1 Germany. That pass misfired, and Adam Fantilli, who electrified this tournament with the game-winning goal yesterday, chips that in deep. The 18-year-old plays it back down to Cody Glass. Played back across by Joseph. Weegar shoots. Pad save by Niederberger. Lucic back for Weegar again. Works across and fires, and Niederberger punches that away. Joseph moves up and feeds it down to Fantilli. Adam Fantilli dances behind the goal. Shrugs off Seider. Joseph a long wrist shot. That was blocked by Eel. And Weegar plays it back down to Glass. Bumped off the puck there by Wojtek Stachowiak. And Alexander Eel tries to chip that ahead, but he's stripped of the puck by Weegar. To Foley. Had that knocked away by Sturm. And that's Maximilian Schuber back with it. Schuber scored against the United States A key goal for them after scoring this season just 3 times in the German league. Carcone works it back across for Toffoli. For the trailer, Brad Hunt, who plays that in. Here's McBain leaving it there for Carcone. Carcone back to Barron. Shoots, and McBain looking for the tip. The puck skips high off the boards. Hunt steps up to keep it alive. Here's McBain back on it. McBain towards the goal, and Sturm knocked that away. Suber back with it. A brisk first period as J.J. Peterka of the Buffalo Sabres winds in. He and Jack Quinn are teammates in Buffalo. Carcone peels back in the corner. Moves away from Nobles. And slides it in for Quinn. Canada changing as Jack Quinn works in. Quinn shoots. That deflected, and Niederberger makes the stop. No score here in the first period. The gold medal game of the 2023 World Hockey Championship. Now even at 5 here in the first period. Lawton for the face-off, but that's won by Maximilian Kastner. Plays for Munich in the DEL. Munich plays Berlin in the DEL championship, won by the Berlin Polar Bears. Berlin and Munich have split 7 of the last 8 DEL championships. Running out by Quinn, who banks that down. Jonas Mueller goes back, being pressed there by Lawton. He finds Fishbook, Daniel Fishbook. Picked up by Meyer, sends that down. And icing called against Canada. And right away, Germany sends its top line back on the ice.
After the crazy environment of the bronze medal game, good to see that pretty full arena anyways for the gold medal game. In German, a smattering of Canadian fans. Family and friends for Team Canada here to support them.
Dominic Cahoon for the face-off against Lawton, who wins that. Myers taps it back to Pierre-Olivier Joseph. And it's chipped out by Lawson Krause. Canada makes a change after the icing, and that lead pass goes to Peterka. In comes J.J. Peterka, shoots, scores! Peterka snaps it by Montebo, and Germany takes the lead.
What a tournament for Peterka as he gets his 6th goal on 12-point. Another line change, though. You got Lawton and Myers both concerned about taking the boards away, but they leave the middle of the ice wide open, and Uyghur can't get across in time. Montembeau, that's a goal. That's a good shot. Well placed, but you need a save on that play. J.J. Peterka opens the scoring for Germany, who's been the better team. Starting this period, they're going to chat, maybe take a look at offside on this one. Alex Tanguay on the Canadian bench in the ear set. Let's see if there was anything with that play worth challenging. Offside, I believe it.
Yeah, so
yes,
Sean McFarland, the United States referee.
Wow, which means it's offside. You're not challenging it if you're guessing.
Canadian video coach is James Emery, who makes the call on this down to Tanguay.
Now, this is generally not a judgment call. This is it's offside or it's not.
They have a version of what they call the Hawkeye system. You might have heard the tennis version of it.
So back skate. Oh, that's onside. Are they going to argue that he didn't have control of this puck off his skate?
linesmen are Nick Briganti of the United States and Daniel Henick of Czechia.
Does he get the second skate across the blue line before he touches it? The argument rests on him not having control off the first touch of the skate blade. I would argue he had it anyways.
This is like the conversation about Cale Makar in the playoffs against Edmonton a couple years ago.
A little bit, yeah. So,
does he have possession?
Well, as soon as he touches it a second time, he certainly has possession. And it looks like his left skate is on when he touches it the second time. He's got possession of it right there. And the skate's on the blue. That's going to be a good goal. That's a bad challenge. I think that should count. And Canada will be down a man for missing on the coach's challenge.
So 12:16 remaining here in the opening period.
JJ Peterka, it's an anxious feeling.
Yeah. When you're there,
you're not quite sure yourself.
His first full season in the NHL, had 12 goals in 77 games for Buffalo. He's a second-round pick of the Sabres in 2020. A World Junior star for Germany. And if this stands, it'll be his 12th point. That'll break the single tournament record for a German player. So the question is, when did he touch it, I guess?
Well, if I'm assuming touch is control, then
so the linesmen are transmitting the call now to the referee. And here is Tobias Bjork.
Sir, will you review the call on the ice stands? We have
So the goal stands, and Canada now penalized. So the Canadians are down a goal and down a man.
That's an interesting decision. I mean, the coaching staff is only going on the advice they have, but it seemed close, but relatively clear. Peterka, and an excellent shot to finish the play off. And the bench celebrates the good goal call.
So Peterka does break the German record for points in the single world championship. And now Andre Tournier's team has some work to do.
During that video review, about a dozen Canadian players got out trying to get their legs going because it has not happened yet to start the game. Canada had more time off. They played first yesterday. It was Germany who played late. If anyone should be tired, it's Germany, but it hasn't appeared that way through the first 8 minutes.
Lawton on the face-off. Here's Tiffels after it. Germany is 6 for 24 in the power play. The tournament, 6 different power play goal scorers. Canada's penalty killing has been excellent, allowing just 2 goals on 29 opposition attempts. Uyghur racing to it. He's been a big part of that penalty kill. Lawton trying to dig it free. In comes Jake Middleton, trying to knock it loose. Here's Tiffels back with it. An up man behind the point now. Here's Peterka. For Cahoon. Dominic Cahoon swings that back to Moritz Seider. Seider for Peterka. Swings that back, picked off by Krause. He pokes it ahead, and of a long penalty kill shift for him, and he can't chase after it. Seider drops it off to Cahoon, who spent 4 years in the NHL. For Peterka. JJ Peterka plays that back in. Uyghur. For Myers, it goes off a stick.
He got 2 here.
Right out the center ice to Jake Neighbors. He's got McBain with him. Neighbors winding in, short-handed shoots. That's blocked by Seider. Inside a minute to go in the German power play. And here's Seider with it. Moritz Seider, the rookie of the year in the NHL in 2022. Stern around for Nobles. That pass picked off by Joseph, who banks it. Oh, look out off the linesman and out. That hit the linesman in the shoulder. And now picked off at center ice as Cody Glass sends it back in. Wound back up by Kai Wiesman, who played for Providence this year in the American Hockey League, signed as a free agent by Boston last summer. Nobles across to Nico Stern. Gonna work it back in front. Middleton knocked that away. Here's Krause back on it to the line and just out. And now Wiesman being pushed there by Lawton. Final seconds of this German power play. Lawton muddles things up for the Germans as Kastner swings that back. And the penalty's over as Blais steps back on.
You trust your penalty kill. You take a iffy challenge, but the team does a job on the ice to not make it hurt.
Germany no shots in that power play. Parker Tuomi stripped at center ice by Lucic. And Seider sends it back in. Seider will play a ton for this German team. And at the Canadian blue line glass. Plays it ahead for Fantilli. Moving in on the veteran Moritz Müller. Fantilli centers it just out of the reach of Lucic. Fantilli said the biggest thrill of catching that pass from Milan Lucic for that brilliant goal was he grew up idolizing Lucic. Then receives a pass from him to score a goal that will be long replayed in this championship. Sutton shoots. Feeds that back down to the Canadian zone. Brad Hunt back to pick it up. Hunt chips it around to Barron. Looks ahead to Neighbors, and Jake Neighbors breaks out with Krebs and Blay. In comes Peyton Krebs with a chance. Feeds it back across. They score! Krebs to Blay, and Canada's tied the game.
3 in a row for Sammy Blay. Quarters, semis, and now gold. Sammy Blay's got one in each game. What a run.
And big goals in each.
Absolutely, they needed this one. Similar problem for Germany. Little broken play there, but it's a bad line change. Where's the other defenseman? He's coming off the bench as they get caught on a bad change. The speed of Krebs jumps on the broken play underneath Huber's stick, and Sammy Blay deserves credit for his finishing. His goals have required good shots, and he has made them every single time.
5th of the tournament for Blay, who went back to St. Louis this year from the New York Rangers, suffered an injury 2 years ago that basically wiped out his season. It was in early October. ACL surgery, missed the rest of the year, traded back to St. Louis in the Vladimir Tarasenko deal, and had a decent bounce back year for the Blues.
Team Canada first goal scored by number 79, Samuel Blaze. Assisted by
Middleton back on it. It's a 1-1 score here as Canada weathers an early storm from Germany. Carcone, rink wide for Uyghur, who's jumped up now. Toffoli moving in with McBain. And Toffoli lobs that down. Niederberger makes the stop and is able to hang on. 1-1 to score here in the first period of the gold medal game in Tampere, Finland.
Now it's time to play some bongo drums on the start. Bongo count. Come on, come on.
Final game of the 2023 World Hockey Championship. Latvia won its first ever medal a couple of hours ago. The building's still reverberating from that. Beat the United States in overtime in the bronze medal game. Now Canada seeks its 4th gold medal in the last 8 years. McBain knocks that loose. Here's Castor with it. 3-on-2. Castor for Fishbook. Trying to feed that back in front of Pierre-Olivier Joseph. Broke that up. Behind the goal, almost feeds it there. Hammered wide by Jonas Müller. Toffoli got a man streaking ahead. Carcone, he gets in behind the puck too far for his reach. He poked it wide as he just reached out at the last moment. Carcone comes in on Jonas Müller. Carcone trying to dig that freight. Carcone, an unrestricted free agent this summer who has not hurt his case at all here in this tournament.
Watch it for his name on July 1st. Earlier.
Jack Quinn chips that down. Moritz Müller had that deflected away by Kraus. Uyghur works it in. In comes Mackenzie. Uyghur walks right in a backhand shot that was blocked in front. Picked back up by Schutz. And moved back down the ice as Middleton goes back. Icing waved off. Middleton for Uyghur. This top defense pair for Canada going back to work as Kraus has it. Kraus rink wide. And Middleton jumps into the rush. Middleton throws that to the front of the net. Niederberger steered that away from Lawton. Germany back the other way. In comes Nico Sturm chipping that down. Sturm in on Barron, and Barron takes him out. Quinn hooks it back behind the goal to Barron. And Barron up for Quinn. He got bumped there by Fabio Wagner, but now Barron brings it out to center ice. Sturm taps that back for Leon Gavanka, who had a great year for the Manitoba Moose in the American League this year, Winnipeg's farm team. Scored 20 goals in 68 games, but he's going back to Germany next year. He signed with Mannheim, has not closed the door on coming back for a good NHL opportunity. Gavanka, who loves to shoot it, lays that down. It's picked off by Barron. Now loose in the corner. Shoots, drops that back to Jonas Miller. Miller shoots at deflected off the stick of Lucic. Shoots. Back at the point. Gavanka fires. That goes wide. Comey has that shot picked off by Glass out the center ice for Lucic. Up he goes for Hunt, who's jumped in. Brad Hunt winds in. Hunt fires. Niederberger saved. The bouncing puck goes high in the air and behind Glass. As Stahoviak has it back now for Germany. Stahoviak jumps in across the line, plays that in deep, and a big hit there as Lucic slammed him down, and Stahoviak shaken up. Hisman fell, and Middleton's got a chance to break it out now with Canada changing. Middleton shoots. That's blocked by Jonas Miller. Krebs drops that back to Jake Neighbors. Neighbors loose in the corner with it. The puck broken up there by Cahoon. And back down to the Canadian zone as Uyghur goes back to pick it up.
Canada getting much cleaner, moving the puck up the ice. They can attack with speed off the rush and get a forecheck going.
Krebs sends that in, but knocked down by Moritz Miller. Cahoon winds in across the ice. Cahoon drops that back, picked up by Neighbors. 5:45 to go in the opening period. Canada and Germany tied at 1. Krebs with Pierre-Olivier Joseph jumping in. That pass just out of his reach. And Moritz Miller has it back for Germany. Miller knocked down there by Neighbors.
There's 6 guys on the ice. There were 6 guys on the ice for a long time for Canada. He's counting them out there, probably 6 seconds.
Carconi drops that back for Myers. Taps it across for Joseph. Tyler Myers up for Pierre-Olivier Joseph, who lifts that down to the German zone. Nobles swings that back across to Fishbook. For Nobles, who fires that back in, picked up by Uyghur. He was spilled. Middleton has it back.
Good move.
Plays it back to Uyghur. With time, throws at the center of the pass, missed to Foley. And Gavanka goes back, icing waved off. Inside 5 to go here in the opening period. Shots are 8-6 Canada in a tight 1-1 game. And Germany has played Canada close historically at the Olympics and World Championship. Sormes moves it in for Germany. Back goes Joseph for it.
Myers broke his stick in half down without a long right-handed stick required in front of the net.
And handing one to him probably wouldn't be much help.
Get Jack Quinn to get it, switch with Krause to get Krause on the...
Myers just said no thanks to Krause. Heel throws that back in the corner. Bouncing puck goes to Quinn. And Jack Quinn on his back and has it knocked down by Eel. I think it's another chance for it. Quinn tied up again, looks for Krause. And Canada trying to move this puck out, but it doesn't leave the zone. Sturm back across to Jonas Miller. Miller feeds it back in front. Twomey can't get a shot away. And Quinn steps on that discarded stick. He falls. And Canada hemmed in here as it's held by Jonas Miller. Feeds it back to Wiesmann. Wiesmann shoots. Montembeau the save. Just got a piece of that. Canadian players exhausted now. Myers helpless, can't touch it. Wiesmann plays it back. He finds Shoots. Centering pass knocked away, and the puck goes off the glass and down the ice, and Canada survives that minute of frenetic activity in the zone.
Worked that through a little cleaner than Canada did there with the no stick. And
there aren't a lot of options when a 6'7" right-hand shot breaks the stick.
I think a 6'2" loss in Krause guy. At least Krause as a left winger can get a new one much quicker.
Now Uyghur with it. Lifts that through the middle and finds Glass. Cody Glass bumps that back down to the German zone as Seider goes back. And a play called offside at the German line. 2:59 to go here in the first period. still catch myself in that once in a while. Jake Neighbors works in. Neighbors plays that back. Wieger, a long shot goes off the arm of Seider. Moritz Müller plays that ahead. Big hit at center ice as Krebs spilled Tipples. And that plays offside at the German line. Then Seider takes down Middleton. And right away a crowd arrives. And Moritz Müller right in the middle of it. You played with Müller in Cologne. He is a universally beloved teammate.
Momala, as we used to call him when I played with him in Cologne when he was just a 20-year-old. Here's a couple big hits. Don't see many open ice with Jake Neighbors, gets Krebs, gets Tipples, and then as the whistle goes for offside, perfectly clean hit from Seider, who's not going to back down from anything. In fact, he searches out contact. He's a rare star player who likes it when it gets physical. Almost prefers it that way. You can see why.
At the 2020 World Championship, Jeff Blashill was coaching Team USA, and he watched Seider playing and said, we need a guy like that in Detroit. And they got one. They got them 6th overall. Tipples with it. In behind the Canadian goal. Wieger pokes it into the glass, chipped out by Fantilli. Adam Fantilli had that knocked away. And the puck call for a high stick at center ice. Adam Fantilli, by the way, has a chance to make some history here tonight as well. To become the 11th player to win gold of the World Junior and the World Championship in the same year.
And maybe the first ever to win a gold medal in the junior at the Worlds and the Hobie Baker.
Right.
She won for best player in college hockey.
The only Canadian to win that double, Jonathan Taves, back in 2007.
Taves being quite good in that World Championship.
Pretty good in that World Junior, too.
Well, that goes without saying.
Bouncing puck goes to Fishbook, but it bounces away to Carcone. And Toffoli lifts that high in the air. Bouncing puck. Castner has to be careful with Carcone bearing in on him. And Brad Hunt has it back for Barron. Toffoli chips that back in deep as Gavanka goes back. Picked off by Carcone. Slides that back to Barron at the point. Justin Barron slides it across to Hunt. Winds and shoots, and Niederberger makes the glove save through the screen of Jack McBain.
So Sammy Blais is a guy that has come through for Canada. Did it nicely on this line with Krebs and Neighbors. They've been a trio for a few games now, and a nice pass here. Big old triangle to Krebs to slide it under Zuber's stick. It was right where Blaine needs it. And that sort of got Canada back into the game. And it was a slow start. It's been better since.
Always interesting to see, you know, guys that wouldn't know each other get instant chemistry together. Barron winds his way and shoots from a sharp angle that was blocked by Wiesmann. Played back down to Quinn. Looks in the corner. Wiesmann broke that up. And there's Jonas Müller with it. The two Müllers not related for Team Germany. And now Quinn into the forecheck on Jonas Müller. Krause jumped into him, and now Wiesmann has it back. Through the middle of Sturm. Pass goes in behind Eel. He sweeps that back down to the Canadian zone. Montembeault being forced from behind by Sturm goes to Joseph. And at the line, it was kept alive by Nobles. That long shot flooded wide from Wiesmann. Here's Krause on it. Gets it back down to the German line. And Moritz Müller with it. Played in the 2005 World Junior Championship for Germany. Final minute now of the period. Joseph goes back. Pierre-Olivier Joseph plays that back around. And Moritz Müller hammered there by Blais. Jake Neighbors chips that back to Krebs. Here they come again. Krebs jumps it across the line. Krebs pokes it across for Blais. Sammy Blais. Off the bench comes Middleton. Shoots a rocket that goes high and wide. At the point is Wieger. Wieger. Just a long wrist shot. Just missed the stick of Neighbors there. Middleton back on it. Poke check by Nobles. He's backed up by Blais, who holds it. Blais moves it back across for Krebs in front. Shoots. That was blocked. As Fishbook got in the way of that. Now Nobles has lost his stick. Here's Wieger. Sends it back in front. Chipped on goal by Blais. And a great stop there by Niederberger.
Good pressure. Same line that scored goes back to work in the offensive zone. All kinds of opportunities for Blais and Krebs and Neighbors. Weir sees Blais coming through. He tries to get the first pass to him. It's deflected once. Blais gets a backhand on it, but it's not moving quite fast enough. This is a nice pass, though. Sling in the middle. Krebs, reluctant shooter, but a kick save and a beauty by Kastner. He was in a bad spot, lost his man, but bailed himself out by finding a way to block it.
Face off in the German zone. Scott Lawton will take the draw against Sturm. And off the face-off, Lawton couldn't quite reach that. Fed down the ice by Jonas Muller. An icing call with 2.2 seconds remaining in the period.
What's the most amount of time you can feel comfortable pulling the goalie on a late face-off? 2? I mean, I think it's physically impossible to get the puck down there in 2 seconds. Maybe it's time to win it and shoot it hard enough to get it down there in 2 seconds. That feels safe to me.
If you want it really clean and the guy slapped it down, I guess. Oh. Off the draw, Niederberger with a good stop there. And the centering pass by Lawton just missed. 1-1 the score after the opening 20 minutes.
Better second half of the first for Canada. They got their skating legs, they got the forecheck going, played in the offensive zone. Need to build on that into the second.
It's the gold medal game of the 2023 World Hockey Championship in Tampere, Finland.
Laukaukset maalia kohti ensimmäisessä erässä Saksa 7, Kanada 11.
He's getting that, right, Karchi? Come on, boys. Way better if you had red fucking rights. And that part plays come out of our zone and we're fucking going. Yeah, weak side D, keep joining, that ice is all open. Make him turn. Make him turn. I don't want to take that. Wait, he's getting back. Gotta make him play D. Play D. Sure. Yeah. Come on, 18. I don't worry about it. Yeah, good fucking hits, buddy.
Some days it can be difficult to get through to each other at work. Other days, it can also be as simple as something else accidentally getting in the way. Then, suddenly, one day, the pieces fall into place without you being able to say exactly why. Here at AJ Products, we can't solve all your problems at work, but we are here to help you design a better workplace. Have a better day at work.
Enjoy it, work hard, leave it all out there. Let's go, huh? Let's go, let's go. Yes, go.
And let me come in so I can drop it on the dot, okay? Here we go, boys. Here we go. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go.
Are we good or no? Good? Okay, here we go. We gotta go. Yeah, come here. Challenge, for sure. Challenging offsides right before that goal, yes? Yes, okay. Challenge. Offsides, offsides. Are you happy to see Dortmund lose our tie last night, eh? I hear you're a big Schalke fan. It's a clean hit! Hey! It's a clean hit!
Sam Montembeau beaten on 1 of 7 shots by Team Germany that opening period. And Matthias Niederberger faced 12 Canadian shots, allows 1 goal. A shot by Sammy Blais that tied the game up midway through that opening period. So a tight first period, as you might expect. Germany lost 3 consecutive 1-goal games to start the tournament. Coming off that dramatic 4-3 win over the United States in a semifinal win last night.
Okay, Nico, down first. Here we go, down.
And we're underway at even strength here in this second period. The only penalty of the opening period, a bench minor to Canada for an unsuccessful challenge on offside of the first German goal. Jack McBain looks for Carcone in a race for it now as Sormes goes back, being shadowed there by Tyler Toffoli, the Canadian captain. And Toffoli talking to us this week about how at the 2015 World Championship, he was the young 22-year-old around the veteran players like Brent Burns and others. And now he's the veteran captain of this Canadian team at age 31. That bouncing puck knocked away by Niederberger. Sormes feeds it back. Moritz Miller plays it across to Moritz Seider. Snaps that pass ahead for Peterka. Canada Holloway has too many men.
There's 1 too few. They had only 4 guys on the ice. Players like anytime there's anything goes on the bench, it's too many men.
Which, strangely enough, is an often misunderstood penalty. If a puck hits a guy going off, it's not a penalty unless he plays it deliberately. In comes Peterka. Slides that back across, and Mackenzie Weegar goes back. Middleton pokes at it. Here's Weegar with it. Weegar up into Scott Lawton jumping in. On Wiesmann. Quinn's going off on a change, but he stays on. Quinn centered it. Goes off the stick of Wiesmann. Back to Neighbors. A shot. He whistled that wide. And here's Jonas Miller. Slammed there by Neighbors. Picked up by Cahoon. Across he goes to Tiffels with a shot that goes off the foot of Justin Barron. Here's Peyton Krebs with it. Krebs winding his way to center ice. Slides it in for Sammy Blais. This line goes back to work, but ice offside rather called at the German line.
JJ Peterka's really had a fantastic tournament. You start thinking about guys who maybe could take this tournament and build on it with a big year in the NHL next year. JJ Peterka comes top of mind.
He played 12 World Junior games over 2 years for Germany and scored 8 times. And that the German team in 2021 in Edmonton gave the Russians all they could handle in the quarterfinals. That was Tim Stutzla and company. That puck bounced off a corner stanchion. When the Zamboni comes out, bounced right in front. Back at the point, here's Barron. Cross he goes to Brad Hunt. Walks it and shoots. And that rocket goes just wide. Hunt can really tee it up.
Sometimes he shoots to score. Sometimes he looks for rebounds. That one was looking to score.
Hunt across for Neighbors. And Hunt back with it. Split the year between the Colorado Avalanche and their American League team, the Colorado Eagles. And Hunt pulls that back out. Swings it back across to Barron. Through the middle of the ice for Neighbors. That's broken up, and now Barron has to retreat with Nobles moving in on him. Nobles, with Germany changing, drops that back, and that shot by Moritz Miller goes high. Neighbors feeds that back for Hunt, a native of Maple Ridge, BC. Waits for the line change to be completed. Fantilli comes on. And here is Hunt with it. Swings it across to Barron. Snaps that pass through the middle, but it's picked up by Seider. And Seider up the center ice to shoots. He's got Tuomi with him. And Montembeau to play it. Battles that high off the glass. At the line, held by Seider. Across he goes to Miller. Moritz Miller. First to Hoviak. And it's to Hoviak. Brings that back around. Here's Fantilli racing to it. Shields off Seider. Fantilli. Had it bumped off his sticks to Hoviak. Taken down by Barron. And Germany gets an early power play here in the second period.
Because they're out there too long. Barron and Hunt get caught out there. They don't connect on their first breakout pass, and they're looking for a change. They're forced to go back at their own end to defend. Out of breath. Legs aren't working so well. Stop and start. You get your legs in the wrong spot. Stick tied up to Hoviak, and absolutely a tripping call for Barron. And so Germany will head to the power play. Not much going on in their first power play at all.
Didn't have a shot. And that was a key point in the game. The Germans had just taken the 1-0 lead. Canada unsuccessfully challenged it. Off the face-off, Lawton wins it. And Uyghur sends it down. We've seen that countless times in this tournament. A face-off win by Lawton. And Uyghur or Middleton pounding it down the ice. Wiesmann drops the puck back for Nobles. Nobles back across to Gavanka. And Middleton back with it. 3 Canadians down behind the goal line. Uyghur dives and sends that down the ice. Niederberger back for Wiesmann. Kai Wiesmann drops that back off to Marcel Nobles, playing in his 8th World Championship. One of the 5 players who played in that gold medal game in the 2018 Olympics that Germany lost in the last moments. Nobles feeds that back to Wiesmann. Wiesmann, rink-wide pass for Gavanka. Gavanka back for Wiesmann. Lots of traffic in front. He shoots, and Montembeault steers that away. Myers reaching for it. McBain couldn't knock it out. Wiesmann back with it. Feeds it across. Gavanka shoots. Montembeault save. Bouncing puck in front. Still loose and finally picked up by Sturm. Back he goes for Gavanka. Gavanka battling there with Neighbors. Feeds it across to Wiesmann. Shoots. Montembeault save. Rebound. Hacked down the ice by Myers.
Feet by Montembeault on the second attempt. Had to be quick with the pads.
Now 30 seconds to go on the Justin Barron penalty. Wiesmann drops that back for J.J. Peterka. Peterka feeds that back across. Picked up by Tiffels moving in. Tiffels little backhand shot. Montembeault shut that down. Uyghur's got time and 2 men streaking ahead. And Uyghur plays it up for Toffoli. In with Lawton, but he had to post up back as Lawton was ahead of the play. Toffoli patiently plays it across to Uyghur. And the lead pass for Toffoli. Moves it back in as Barron steps out. The teams are back to even strength. No shots for Germany on that second power play. Canada's now killed off 29 of the 31 opposition power play attempts. Sider plays it around. Here comes Fantilli quickly on the forecheck. Gavanka played that away from him. Up to center ice. Cahoon lost the puck for a moment. Now goes rink wide for Tiffels. In comes Tiffels around glass. Drops it back. And that shot in front knocked away by Milan Lucic. Here's Fantilli back with it. And Fantilli wires that back down to the German zone. Glass misfired on it. And a chance now for Tuomi. Defended there by Joseph. And Tuomi back with it. Try to swing that rink wide. It bounces back in the corner. And Brad Hunt's got it back. At the point held by Wiesmann. Kai Wiesmann. Moritz Müller. In for shoots. Fires off the short side post. Wiesmann shoots again. That deflected wide. Joseph on his backhand, up for Fantilli. Chopped off his stick and kept alive. Stahoviak fires it back across. Tuomi in, shoots. Montembeault makes the stop, and there's no rebound. 1-1 the score here in the second period in Tampere, Finland.
You said it, Petra. In English, same thing. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of amazing volunteers have been working so hard to make this tournament possible that we've been here for 17 days and enjoy every single moment. And in each game, we want to reward one volunteer of the game. Bossy, who are we rewarding in this final game?
This man is Julian Laudan from referee hosts. Without referees, there wouldn't be these games, and without referee hosts, there wouldn't be referees. Referee hosts take care of referees' daily routine inside and outside the arena. One of the most important tasks is to make sure that referees are ready to game and come to the ice at the right time. Julian is also a referee, so he, if anyone understands referees and their needs, thank you, Julian, and other referees. Also referees, but volunteers too.
Let's give a big warm round of applause. Thank you.
6.5 gone here in the second period. Canada and Germany locked in a tight one. 1-1 in the gold medal game at the World Hockey Championship.
Second period started a lot like the first period did, where Germany had to run a play in the first 5-6 minutes of the period.
Off the draw, picked up by Neighbors. He's got Blay with him, and Krebs jumping in. Sammy Blay. Pokes that back for Myers. He got tied up there by Stachowiak. And now Krebs.
It's a good little skater in tight spaces.
Trying to flip that back across. Stachowiak got a stick on it. Myers lays it for Krebs, who bats that back down to the German zone, and Moritz Müller goes back for it. The 36-year-old German defenseman had that puck knocked away. Now McBain's back in on him. Neighbors goes in on Seider. And Stachowiak has that pass picked off. Here's Blais back with it. Sammy Blais winds in. Great move. Blais still on it. Pivots back across and feeds that back to Middleton. Jake Middleton. Poke check there by Stachowiak. Canada changing. It is picked up by Weegar. Tired Germans on the ice now. Weegar back for Middleton. Shoots. Then McBain throws it back in front. Just missed Carconi with that pass. Weegar back with it. To Foley. Long shot. Bounces back in front. Seider picked it up. Sends it ahead to Schutz. In comes Justin Schutz. He fires that wide. Back on the center ice. Germany's changing. McBain chips it there for Carconi. In comes Carconi. Pivots back with Foley driving. And now Middleton back at the point. Hunt winds and shoots, and he powdered that wide. In the corner, picked up by Carconi. Wins that battle for the puck, trying to center it. And Carconi stays on it. Wiesmann out to center ice, knocked down by Barron. And Justin Barron slaps it back down to the German zone. Wiesmann had his clearing attempt knocked down by Lawton. Quinn comes in as well. Jack Quinn plays that down to Lawton. And Lawton works the puck at the blue line, back in the corner for Barron, who's jumped up. For Quinn. Quinn taken down. Looks back across for Krause. And Wiesmann. Squeeze that by Krause. One thing the Germans don't do much is take penalties. As Noble steps in, that's offside. They've only been shorthanded 17 times. This is their 10th game.
That kind of discipline is appreciated. This decision by Middleton, it's a good one. You want to take it to the far side of the net because that's where the traffic is. Yes, it's up near Jack McBain's head, but Price is willing to take to corral that rebound. He puts that on the blocker side. It's an easy save, but you put it back towards the pile, and maybe you get a carom.
Face-off outside the Canadian line. Cody Glass has been an important face-off guy for Canada this tournament. As Glass chips that over the glass and out.
Krebs a lefty, Lawton's a lefty, McBain's a lefty. Cody Glass the only righty center available to Canada. He takes a lot of right side defensive face-offs.
Schuber drops that back to Gavanka. Up for Schuber, and Fantilli had jumped up there to intercept that pass, and if he got it, he was off to the races.
Canada plays a 1-1-3 in the neutral zone, so Fantilli was the part of the three on the last line. Generally speaking, you got to make sure if you're jumping, you get it. Harold Price knows how important it is to manage the puck through the neutral zone against Canada, not give them those kind of attacks Fantilli was looking for.
Price, born in Canada, the German parents moved there as a young adult after playing a couple of years of junior hockey in Calgary. Fantilli pokes that back to Joseph. Rounding goes to Meyer. Up to center ice. Here's Lucic with it. Up for Glass. Looks for Fantilli. Adam Fantilli with a move there, but Schuber knocked that away. Lucic knocked down the clearing attempt. In comes Fantilli again. Adam Fantilli throws that back in the corner. Weegar jumps up for it. Lays it back around. Noble's waiting for it. Canada in the middle of a change here. And Noble swings that back for Gavanka. And Krebs on the forecheck gets into Gavanka. Here's Schuber with it. Weegar knocked that free at center ice, and it's scooped up by Blais. Sammy Blais for Neighbors. He's out with Krebs. In comes Jake Neighbors. Chips that back out of the German zone on Seider. And Krebs picks it up. Back at the point he goes to Weegar across for Middleton. Middleton shoots. That's blocked by Cahoon. Middleton pokes that free again. In comes Middleton for it. Brings it back around for Weegar. Mackenzie Weegar. Wrist that towards the goal, and Niederberger makes a great stop there through the traffic. 9:41 to go here in the second period. It's still a 1-1 tie.
Little hot, come on.
To go in the second period. Canada and Germany tied at 1. The gold medal game of the 2023 World Hockey Championship. McBain wins that face-off back to Barron. Across he goes to Hunt. To Foley. Drops it back. Justin Barron in. Fans on the shot and falls. His stick broke on him. And now here's Hunt back with it. In the corner he goes for Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli. Barron's got a new stick. Fires that back in the corner for McBain. The shards of his broken one are everywhere. Carcone lays that back to Hunt. Cross he goes to Barron. In the corner for McBain. Jack McBain. Big body play there with Seider. And Soromies moves that up to Sturm. He's got Eel jumping in with him. And Sturm flips that down and goes off on a change as Hunt goes back for Canada. Feeds it back across to Barron. Lead pass for Krebs. Rink wide he goes for Hunt. In comes Brad Hunt. Walks right in and shoots. That deflected wide of the stick of Wiesbaden. Carcone plays it back around to Foley stepping up. Picked up by Carcone in behind the German goal. Blay. Battling out of the line is Uyghur, who plays it rink wide. Middleton. That Barron stick is migrated to center ice, and Middleton almost stepped on it.
Don't want that as a Canadian player.
Now centered by Neighbors and just missed Krebs with that pass. Brought out by Peterka. J.J. Peterka feeds it back across to Tiffels. Tiffels a centering pass. Chipped just wide by Cahoon, and back comes Canada the other way. Blay, lead pass for Neighbors. Moving in, Neighbors shoots. Save made by Niederberger. The rebound just missed by Krebs. End to end to go here in the second period. Peterka slammed there by Blay. Now Middleton back across to Joseph. Joseph rings that back around as Canada completes a change. Peterka lifts it high in the air and back up to center ice. Knocked away from Myers. And Montembeault to play it. Had to be careful there as Joseph picks it up. Lead for Lawton. Drops it back to Quinn. Quinn had his pocket picked there by Tuomi, but Myers is back to pick it up for Canada. Quinn up for Lawton. Looks back for Quinn out of his reach, and Niederberger gloves it and is able to hang on.
You said it. Chances at both ends. Quick 3-on-2 for Germany. They're trying to find Cahoon on the back door. At the last minute, puck sails on him a little bit, bounces off the skate into Uyghur. And right away, Canada keys it up, and Neighbors is gone. He's in. That's a good save by Niederberger. He's trying to find the blocker side, but you see the line that's getting the chances off the rush has been Krebs and Neighbors and Blay. The young legs are kicking, and Krebs almost bites off Eastman.
Shots are 7-2 Germany here in the second period. Off the draw, here's Lucic. Shoots, it bounces back in front. Fantilli throws it towards the goal. And shoots. Tried to clear that, knocked down by Joseph. And the puck loose at the German line. Fed ahead for Justin Schutz. Up ahead to Glass. Cody Glass flips that back around for Lucic. Glides there with Schubert, and Glass has it back. Banks that back to Myers. Tyler Myers a long shot. Niederberger punches that away. Schutz has it back. Away with Stahoviak. He goes rink wide instead for Schubert. In on Myers. Schubert Trapped in deep, and now Nobles goes after it for Germany. Picked up by Joseph. Back around for Lucic. And Fishbook sends it back in. Joseph with a rolling puck finds Lucic again, kept alive again by Seider, but now Joseph has it back. Lead for Fantilli. Kastner stepped into him. The puck still loose, kicked ahead by Fantilli. Race for it. Glass gets it on Moritz Muller, but Muller knocked that away. Inside 6.5 to go here in the second period. Seider fires it down. Kastner trying to center, bouncing puck in front. Fishbook scores! Daniel Fishbook puts Germany back on top.
Might want to check this one for offside as well. The dump and hit Nobles right in the back and threw Canada all out of whack. And eventually the puck ends up on Fishbook's stick. He fires it home. Well, here's the dump in that hits the... But it looked like that leg was probably inside the blue line to begin with, and it's a broken play all the way around. And bouncing, loose puck, and Justin Barron can't close on it, can't get a body on it. Rolls over the pad of Montembeault.
Daniel Fishbook has spent his entire career in Germany, in Dusseldorf, since the age of 14 with their minor hockey organization. Playing his third World Championship, he's got Germany back on top.
Second goal scored by number 77, Daniel Fishbook. Assisted by 7, Maximilian Kastner, and 53, Moritz Seider.
Now Wiesman with it. That goes off a skate right in front of the play and taken away by Jonas Muller. Well, Canada fell behind 1-0 and 2-1 to Latvia in its semifinal game.
Show them they can do it. It's not something you want to have to do every game. They have to do it one more time.
Krebs trying to dig that free. Germany seeking its first ever gold medal at the World Championship. Their last medal period was in 1953. Canada, the United States, Finland, and Sweden did not attend that tournament. And the Czechs left early because their president died.
They've run the gauntlet on this one.
Neighbors. Look wide of the German goal. Blay goes back after it. McBain drew Peterka down. It's brought back by Cahoon. Drops it back to Tiffels winding in. Tiffels throws it towards the goal. Montembeault down. And Middleton's got it back. Snaps that pass rink wide to Uyghur. Mackenzie Uyghur works in. Drops it back to Toffoli. Tees it up and shoots off the side of the goal. Picked up by McBain. Back for Toffoli. Another shot rockets wide. And Gavanka has it back for Germany. Back down to the Canadian zone as Middleton's back to pick it up. Uyghur for McBain. In comes McBain for Toffoli. Toffoli shoots, it rolls wide. Carcone's got it back as Canada's changing D. The centering pass broken up by Tiffels. And Carcone steps in front of Justin Schutz. Carcone just spinning at center ice. Feeds that back down to the German zone. Justin Schutz. Poke check there. Krause brings it back. Lawson Krause walks right in and shoots. It goes off Gavanka. Back to Myers. He fires. That goes wide. And a penalty coming out. Gavanka touches up. And it'll be Suber who goes off. And Canada gets its first power play with 3:59 to go in the second. Maximilian Schuberg goes off for hooking, and Canada gets its first power play. The Canadians are 4 for 22 in the tournament. 4 different players have scored the power plays. We'll start with Lawton to Foley, Quinn, Carcone the forwards, and Uyghur on the back end. Mackenzie Uyghur works it back across to the Foley. Got it to Foley, fires, it's blocked by Sider. In comes Lawton, drops it in the high slot for Uyghur, feeds it across. Carcone, a good shot. Niederberger save, and he pounces on the rebound.
Good save by Niederberger. Good job by Canada, keeping the play alive after the initial shot was blocked from Toffoli. And now they get Germany running, but a couple nice passes. And Uyghur takes on the backhand and just flows it over Carcone. Trying to go back against the grain. Niederberger had to fight. Sometimes it's not the cleanest, but able to track that one down.
Face off on the other side now. It'll be Lawton against Maximilian Kastner. And Kastner wins that draw. But Carcone races to the loose puck. Back he goes to Toffoli. Toffoli for Uyghur. Uyghur for Toffoli with time. Swings that back to Uyghur. Walks in, waits. Toffoli tees it up and shoots. That's blocked. Rebound scooped high by Carcone.
Rolling puck, couldn't control it.
In comes Quinn. Feeds that down to Lawton. Lawton goes back to Uyghur. Mackenzie Uyghur back across to Foley, shoots inside and blocked that again. In comes Uyghur. Walks in, throws that back for Toffoli to Uyghur. Uyghur in, shoots, and Niederberger makes a glove save.
It's a good looking power play for Canada. Shot attempts. Sider understands Tyler Toffoli's a shooter. He's getting in his way, so Uyghur tries with the wrist shot on the rotation, and a good save by Niederberger. A little style on it as well. Stefanka, Momala. There's a rebound. It's rolling. It's hard to control, really, the trajectory when it rolls on you.
Now it's Krebs, Kraus, Glass, Fantilli the forwards. Uyghur stays out on the point. The faceoff was won by Sturm, but the line held by Krebs. Krebs for Fantilli. Back to Uyghur, who holds the line. Uyghur back across to Kraus. Lawson Kraus. In for Krebs. Peyton Krebs winds that back, trying to get the puck back, and Kraus reaching to it. Feeds that down to Glass. Jonas Muller falls. Fantilli plays that back to Uyghur. Mackenzie Uyghur back across to Krebs. Walks in, waits, feeds it back in front. They score! Tipped home by Lawson Kraus. A power play goal. The game is tied at 2. Kraus is 6th of the World Championship.
Gotta get that big body down in front of the net and wait for a puck to get to him. Good pursuit by Canada. Germany a little upset there was no penalties called in some of those battles, but Krebs is not a shooter by nature. He's trying to find sticks, he's trying to find lanes, and he slipped it right underneath Wiesmann. Niederberger leaning right, so it's hard to pick it up and leave your stick there. And Lawson Kraus flicks it home. That's 2 different units, 2 different looks. And Canada gets the job done to tie the game.
You think back to the preliminary round and a big goal that Lawson Kraus scored. That didn't seem like a big one at the time. It was the tying goal against Norway in a preliminary round game. But the Canadian players felt and the coaching staff felt that kind of kick-started Canada with their best game next against Czechia. Canada had lost to Switzerland regulation the game before.
Puck went in the back of the net, and they got it out just yet. They got a referee down in the net trying to find it.
Pry the puck out of there.
No, not in there. They don't know where the puck went. They got to get a new one. Good to go.
2:32 to go in the second period. It's a 2-2 tie.
They've been waiting on that power play. I hadn't had one yet in the game.
Kraus becomes the 5th different Canadian to score on the power play. Canada's had 15 different goal scorers in this tournament. Back goes Myers for it. Tyler Myers. Out of in the corner by Tipples. Poked at by Blake. That turning attempt went off the referee, but it bounces back to McBain, and Jack McBain throws that rink wide, kicked away by Schubert. And it's center ice Middleton fires it right back down to the German zone. 2 to go in the second period. Out it goes to Uyghur.
So much patience.
Tenses around Tiffles. Chips out ahead for Lott. Gavanka. Back around to Peterka. Blade. Swings it back around to Kraus. Lawson Kraus. Pivots back with that. He finds Uyghur for Quinn. Jack Quinn with a lane. Shoots. Niederberger save, and Kraus couldn't reach the rebound. Out to center ice. Here's Quinn with it. Schubert back across to Gavanka. 80 seconds to go in the second period.
This game has felt tight. Not much between the two teams.
Germany's had the edge in play in the first half of both periods. And now Cody Glass in with Joseph. Glass works it and shoots. He fired that wide. Fantilli back on it. Plays it back in the corner for Glass. Final minute of the second period. Back goes Seider, being shouted there by Fantilli. Kastner for Fishbook. Long shooting goes wide. Myers back to play it. And Krebs up for Middleton. Out to center ice, he goes to Fantilli, who sweeps that back down to the German zone. Moritz Müller plays it away from Lucci. Moritz Müller. Up ahead for Marcel Nobles, plays it back to Fishbook. For Nobles, that pass misfired. Side of the goal, it's knocked away by Myers. And Blade chips it back to Tyler Myers. Up for Middleton. And Myers just watches time wind down here in the second period. Ooh, look how little fake shot from the referee flinched.
Scared the heck out of Sean McFarland.
Dying seconds here. Neighbors works in. Can't get a shot away. And Canada and Germany are going to the third period tied at 2.
Every time Germany's made a push, Canada's responded. They find themselves 20 minutes away, and I think their best 20 is still available to them.
It's the gold medal game of the 2023 World Hockey Championship in Tampere, Finland.
Good job, Matthias.
Weiter, Männer.
Auf geht's, Jungs.
Genau, wo wir sein wollen.
Genauso weiter, einfach genauso weiter. Wir werden das Spiel gewinnen. Sauber.
Gut erholen jetzt. Es ist voll warm und wir spielen jetzt das zweite Spiel.
IIHF app. Explore the action and dive into a new digital world. Play and win amazing prizes. Available on all smart devices. In multiple languages. The 2023 IIHF app. Powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play.
sport is at stake.
And now it is more crucial than ever to keep asking the questions.
Let's protect the sport we love. Let's protect ice hockey.
We need to speak out. We need to have the difficult conversations, and we need to make a difference now.
You aren't alone. The IIHF is out there to support you.
Hundreds of amazing volunteers have been working so hard to make this tournament possible that we've been here for 17 days and enjoy every single moment. And in each reward one volunteer of the game. Bossy, who are we rewarding in this final game?
This man is Julian Laudan from referee hosts.
Is super on sale.
Nokia aina käyttöjä muut pistää se.
Here we go, down. Right. Oh.
Good job, good job. Good, good, good. Get up, boys. Good.
Hey, hey, hey.
Outside.
Hey, thank you. We're all right. He didn't touch him. He didn't even know. No, he didn't. Hey, you did nothing wrong. I see it. I got you. Mo! He doesn't touch him. I pro.
Outfield.
Montembeau has faced 16 German shots, allowed 2 goals in the game so far. And for Germany, Matthias Niederberger, whose dad was a 4-time Olympian as a defenseman for Germany, has been pretty good in goal as well. So Moritz Seider in Germany, Marconi in Canada going nose to nose here in a tied third period. Start at even strength. There have been very few power plays in the game. Canada did score the tying goal in the second on the man advantage. Referee Tobias Bjork gets us underway in his usual colorful style, yelling go, 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 and here they go, go, go. Here Olivier Joseph lifts that down the German zone. Moritz Müller picked off the puck by Carcone. Back it goes to Myers. Tyler Myers trying to slide that back down. McBain was tied up in front by Moritz Müller. Picked up by Carcone. Throws it back in front. Niederberger blocked that away. And Alexander Eagle has it back for Germany. 3-on-2. Eagle busts in. Long shot. Montembeau the save. Steered that wide. Soramis backed off the puck by Myers, and it's picked up by Joseph. Here Olivier Joseph. His brother Matthew, both NHL players. Matthew plays for Ottawa. Here Olivier for Pittsburgh, and they got matching high sticking penalties late in the year in a game against each other with their parents there watching.
One of the better moments of the NHL regular season. Here's really what Wiesman was complaining about. Müller and Wiesman were complaining about maybe a trip there prior to the power play goal. That was while Germany was killing. They never got the puck down, and shortly after that, Krebs into Kraus, and it was a tie game.
Off the draw, Lawton. Lost that face-off to Cahoon. And back is Tiffels. Away from Middleton. Weegar goes back on Cahoon. Picked out by Lawton. And Lawton lifts that out to Kraus, who bumps it back to center ice. Tiffels. Plays it back ahead. Back goes Middleton. Peterka coming in, and Weegar picks up the loose puck. He's spilled. A 4-man pileup in the corner. Picked up by Cahoon. Back at the point. Wiesman shoots, and Montembeau steers that away, but the shot came from outside the blue line. It's called offside. By the way, both Mackenzie Weegar and Moritz Seider have played 15 minutes and 28 seconds so far in the game.
We talked about the two of them being the table setters for their respective teams. And not surprisingly, overplayed the most minutes, but the exact same to the second. And I imagine they'll both eat up 8 or 9 of the third period as well.
Kicked ahead by Fishbook, but moved ahead by Joseph. He finds Blade moving in. Sammy Blade walks in and fires. It goes off the stick of Schubert. Up and out of play.
Sammy Blade had a mention for the dramatic goals, the big goals so far. A goal in each of the elimination games. The opening goal for Canada tonight.
Canada in the gold medal game for the 4th straight World Championship. 7 of the last 8. Canada's trying to win a 5th gold medal in the last 8 years. If you're wondering if the game is tied for regulation, it's 3-on-3, 20-minute periods until somebody scores. There's no longer a shootout in the gold medal game of the World Championship. Neighbors fires it off the glass and back down to the German zone. 8 gold medal games have gone to overtime since 1996, including the last 2 and 3 of the last 4, all involving Canada.
I think they could have experience with it, except nobody on this team played in any of those games.
Yeah, very different than the German team, which has so much experience. 12 Germans played on the team that beat Canada in 2021 at the World Championship in Riga. Lucic trying to kick that free. Rings it back around for Meyer. Tyler Myers works in. Sends it back in front. Tipped on goal by Glass, and a good stop by Niederberger. Race for it now as Joseph gets back, and icing called against Germany.
One of the things Canada does in the forecheck is when they can stop a puck behind the net, one of their automatics is just to ring it around the far boards to the far blue line, and Tyler Myers got a good look in on net for a tip that last attempt.
Third period's been kind to Canada. They've outscored the opposition 14-3.
That'll do it. That will do it for sure.
McBain wins that face-off back to Middleton. Cross he goes to Carcone. Shoots! That was blocked in front. Moved back out, but picked up there by Middleton. For Uyghur. The former Halifax Moosehead chips it across to McBain. McBain works in. And he's knocked down by Moritz Miller. And McBain didn't like that very much.
Good hit.
To Foley. Plays it back. Middleton chips it there to Carcone. Carcone shoots him a sharp angle. That goes wide. Here's Carcone. Back to Uyghur. Feeds it across to Middleton. Back down to Lawton. Shoots. Kicked out by Niederberger. Lawton gets it back. A backhand shot. Niederberger save. Rebound. And Toffoli turned away by the German netminder. Uyghur trying to hold the line there. Squirted away. And Eel plays it back ahead. Here's Uyghur back for it. He's from Ontario, wound up in the Quebec League because he went through the waiver draft, the CHL waiver draft. Halifax wanted him and made an arrangement with another team to pick him in the waiver draft. It was Andre Tournier's team in Rouyn-Noranda. He traded Uyghur to Halifax, and 2 years later, Uyghur's Halifax Mooseheads beat Tournier's team in the semifinals of the Quebec League.
Stick to coaching. Leave the scouting to the pros, Andre.
And comes Peterka. Sharp angle shot. Montembeault gloves that. And hangs on. Peterka didn't like that hit from Myers.
And Moritz Müller, the captain for Germany, stepping into Jack McBain right through the center. Yeah, a little high on 5, but I don't think there's anything wrong with this hit whatsoever. He actually hits outside his left skate with his right skate, so doesn't feel good. A little Charlie horse on the inside of the thigh, but no penalty to be called.
Face off in the Canadian zone. Back it goes to Wiesmann. Shoots, that deflects wide. And Krause back on it. Chops at that puck and back down in the German zone as Kai Wiesmann goes back. In 31 games for the Providence Bruins this year in the American Hockey League. Lead pass goes to Peterka. He lost the puck. Krebs has it back. Peyton Krebs, lead pass for Blais. Moving in with Neighbors, but Wiesmann steers back on that. Neighbors falls in behind the goal, and back at the point is Middleton. Jake Middleton fires. That goes wide on the other side. Neighbors swings that through the crease. And Blais was flattened in front. Peterka. Rink wide pass to Tiffels. He fell, tripped on the linesman, and Tiffels has some harsh words for him.
Everybody's complaining all the time now. Notice Muno thought he got clipped with a high stick in front of the net. Blais thought he was tripped. Gotta just play through it. Don't worry about complaining.
Pretty sure a linesman can't be called for a trip either. Nick Briganti got in the way there. Now loose to the side of the goal. Wraparound try by Glass. Turn away. Rebound. Score! It's Sammy Blais again. And Canada leads 3-2.
This guy.
Big game Blais.
He's got something to say to Gavanka on the way to the bench. What a tournament. What a close for Blais. His second of the night. And win a forward battle, and a soft play by Schubert there gets picked off by Glass. He wraps it in and then keeps it alive so that Blais can come pick up the loose change. It was Blais and Neighbors. They were on the boards that started the play. Then they beat their guys back to the front of the net, get to the puck first. Zuber was trying to stuff that into Niederberger to cover. Watch Zuber's feet. He's trying to shove it back into the hand, but the quick stick of Glass pokes it loose. Canada gets their first lead of the game.
Third goal scored by number 79.
Similar to the semifinal game as Myers steps out now. Myers winds in, that rolled off his stick. Canada fell behind 1-0. 2-1, equalized both times, and then in the third period, scored the go-ahead goal. It was Fantilli in the semifinal. Now, it's another shot on the goal post by Lucic.
Made him clean.
Now it's Blais here in the third period for Canada. That was a long-distance shot that chips down to Niederberger, who plays that away from Müller. Sider back with it. So Germany trails for the first time. Remember, they equalized late against the United States in the semifinal yesterday. That pass goes off a stick, up and out of play. Scored with a goalie out. We're a long way from that yet.
Lucic trying to return the favor for Fantilli. Simple wrister, and that's a bad miss by Niederberger. I mean,
that was inside post.
He just fanned on it. But Lucic certainly did plenty of heat on that wrister.
Milan Lucic has loved every minute of wearing the Canadian jersey for the first time. And at the age of 34. He called Hockey Canada. Here's Myers with it. Foley comes in, plays it back around to Carcone. Carcone trying to handle that loose puck. It bounces back in the corner. Carcone has it back. Feeds it back down to Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli. Carcone with it. Diesmann feeds that back to Jonas Müller. Diesmann poke checked at center ice by Carcone, but brings it back in. Slides that down to Schutz. And Joseph stepped into him. Scott Lawton gains center ice, comes in with Quinn. That shot was blocked as Lawton has it back. A rolling puck. Quinn chips it back in front. And moved out by Stahoviak. In comes Eel with Canada changing. Eel shoots. Montembeault the save up high, and he hangs on to that. 13:33 to go here in the third period. Sammy Blais has struck again for Canada. Canada leads here. Canada seeing its fifth gold medal in the last 8 years at the World Championship. Olivier Joseph knocks that down. There's been very little commonality in those teams. A lot of turnovers. Sammy Blais moves that back. Blais works it back in deep. Blais, a Stanley Cup winner with St. Louis in 2019. Has moved to the Rangers and then moved back to St. Louis in the Vladimir Tarasenko deal. Sturm has that pass disrupted at center ice, brought in by Eel. That plays offside at the Canadian line. He's been an amazing story in so many ways, coming back from that terrible knee injury.
And he got back to St. Louis after spending a tough time in New York, where he didn't score a goal. 40 games this year for the Rangers, but then put in 9 and 20 points in just 31 games with St. Louis, and he has found his role, found his niche with this line. And he has been a high percentage finisher. He's shooting over 50% for the tournament now. Not a volume guy, just waits for a good chance and doesn't miss when he gets it.
Knocked back by Krause. Weegar with it. Weaver out the center ice for Lawton. And Quinn winds in. Jack Quinn works in and shoots. It goes off the stick of Tipples and wide. Seider ties up Krause in the corner. And Moritz Müller back to pick it up. Germany's last medal of any kind in this tournament, silver in 1953, 70 years ago. Big collision between two German players. That was Moritz Müller and J.J. Peterka. They've never won gold here. Canada's done it 21 times. Peterka winds in. 4 Canadians converge on him. Nobles plays that back. Wiesman in, but again the play's offside.
Good call.
Line, and Wiesman didn't like it. We're right on the blue line.
I'm right. My hand was in the air. Look at Sammy Blais. Has not stopped talking the entire game. He's one of those disturbers. He plays better when he's engaged emotionally, when he's doing a little chatter. As long as he stays under control, it helps him play well.
The building's still reverberating from the game earlier today, when Christian Rubin scored the overtime winner for Latvia. They won their first ever medal at the World Championship, first ever medal at the top level of any IIHF competition. Beating Team USA, Rubin also scored the tying goal in the third.
That was a special moment for this tournament for Latvia. Overtime win against the USA.
Only 2 of these Canadians have played in a World Championship before. Tyler Myers, who just touched the puck, is one of them. Tyler Toffoli is the other. 5 have won gold for Canada at a World Junior Championship.
One warning for Canada as Tyler Myers jumped.
Here's Lucic on it. Chips that back in front. Picked up there by Myers. Myers slides that in for Glass. Cody Glass moves in with Lucic. And the late offside coming to Canada. They've got to tag back up. Wiesman across to Nobles. Nobles moves in. Fishbook plays it across for Kostner. That's knocked away. And at the line, kept alive by Jonas Müller. At the point, Fishbook, long shot that drifts wide. Jonas Müller keeps it back alive, bounces back down to the Canadian zone as Lucic goes after it. Lucic back for Joseph. To Lucic, who chips out ahead for Fantilli. And the puck bounces back to Adam Fantilli. Long shooting, glove down by Niederberger as Canada's changing. Shots are 4-3 Canada here in the third period. Toffoli trips the puck away from Schutz, drops it back, and a quick shot there, hammered high and wide by Lawton. Barron plays it back in, and picked up by Tuomi. Rossi goes for Jonas Müller, being shadowed by Carconi. Maximilian Schubert, an Arizona draft pick in 2022, drops that back to Vonk, a long shoot in, and gloved easily by Montembeault. Hunt for Krause.
Good job by Krause, sealing that with his skate. Make sure it's not an icing.
In comes Lawton on it, Scott Lawton. The veteran Philadelphia Flyer pokes that free for Krause. Moved by him, and Uyghur's got a retreat. With Stahoviak bearing it on him, along with Tuomi. That was poke checked away by Middleton. Boy, this Uyghur-Middleton defense pairing has been something else for Canada.
Rock solid. They play so much, but they have a great feel for each other's game.
Bouncing puck goes to Uyghur. Move back across to Moritz Seider. For Moritz Müller. Midway point of the third period. Chip back down to the Canadian zone, and Moritz Müller goes after it against Middleton. Glass pokes at that. Blais plays it around for Neighbors. And moved out by Blais. Sammy Blais lifts that down. Canada changing. Krebs comes on as Blais goes after Moritz Müller in the corner and slams him into the corner boards. Here's Myers with it. Back across to Joseph. Blais just gets back on side as it's fired in. Neighbors goes after it. And Myers fires it back down to the German zone. Seider. Across to Müller. Up ahead to Peterka. J.J. Peterka dancing in. Moved off his stick by Myers.
Good help by Myers.
In comes Fantilli streaking in. Knocked away by Jonas Müller. And the Germans quickly come back the other way. Sormies to Peterka. JJ Peterka plays that back in. Now move back around. Fantilli pokes at it. Loose in the corner. Sturm couldn't reach it. Myers has that pass, bounce off a stick. Myers goes back the other way, around for Krebs. Krebs got tied up along the boards. Myers still poking at it. Uyghur out there. And Mackenzie Uyghur settles things down.
That is exactly right.
Fantilli failed in the first clearing attempt. Now Lucic has it back.
Best way to describe what happens when he's on the ice when he touches the puck. Just settles things down.
It was a big part of that trade between Calgary and Florida.
Sure.
Matthew Tkachuk to Florida. And Jonathan Huberdeau and Uyghur back the other way. And it's brought back by Fishbook. Daniel Fishbook in with Kastner. That's shipped back. Nobles walks right in. Fans on the shot. And Toffoli's back the other way. 2-on-1, maybe 3. Toffoli walks in. Fire, scores! Tyler Toffoli snaps it home, and Canada leads by 2. Tyler Toffoli, the 31-year-old captain, gives Canada an insurance goal.
What a turnaround. As Germany was attacking, Nobles jumps off the bench, and he's all alone. So much time and space, he kind of mishandles it. That leads a clean 2-on-1. Toffoli's a shooter. He's been shooting all tournament long, and oh boy, just catches Niederberger looking, and right through the wickets. Niederberger elects not to go down. And Toffoli, who came into the game with 37 shots, second most in the tournament.
He'd scored an empty netter against the Finns in the quarterfinal.
Team Canada, 4th goal, scored unassisted by 73, Tyler Toffoli.
So this is the exact same way it played against Latvia. Toffoli actually scored against Finland with the empty net goal, but it's an even strength marker here to giving it a 2-goal lead. Gavanka moves that back, feet to the sider from a sharp angle off the outside of the goal. Goes Peterka. 7:40 remaining here in the third. Tiffels throws that towards the goal, steered away by Montembeault. Moritz Seider flips it ahead. Uyghur chips that back, and it's chopped down by Krause.
It's just such a swing. You think here comes Germany, one of their best chances of the period. And 8 seconds later, Canada's got the 2-goal lead.
We mentioned that the third period has been Canada's best by far in the tournament. That's offside at the Canadian line. Tyler Toffoli is struck again, and Canada leads 4-2. .09 to go here in the third period. Canada a 4-2 lead on Germany in the game in which it's trailed twice. In comes Peyton Krebs with a step. Krebs a backhand shot. Niederberger the save. Loves that down for Stahoviak. Jonas Miller. Rink wide pass deflected away by Neighbors. He got spun off balance. And racing after it is Blais. Sammy Blais works that free. Picked up by Twomey. Snaps that down, and Montembeault knocks that away. Uyghur gloves that down, picked up by Blais. Puts it way up in the air, just under the scoreboard. in a race for it. Look at Cody Glass explode and pick that up. He fell in the corner. And back comes Schutz the other way. Chips that down the Canadian zone. It's Middleton and Uyghur back out there again for Canada. And Middleton races Tiffles in behind the Canadian goal. Fantilli up for Cody Glass. Adam Fantilli goes after it, trying to win World Junior gold and World Championship gold in the same season. The only Canadian to do that is Jonathan Taves. Only 10 players in the history of the IIHF have ever done it. McBain pokes that ahead. Peterka spins that back, knocked down by Fantilli. Lifts it high off the glass. McBain goes after it. The puck bounced into the Canadian bench, and the faceoff will stay in the Canadian zone. 5:47 to go in the third period. Canada's got a 4-2 lead in the gold medal game.
Head over to the fans out there. It's music, drinks, food, anything and everything. Last time.
Henrik and Scored Miller, I want to say thanks to you for the great work of the audio, but also to Anders. Great direction, all the staff here and in Riga. Thanks from all of us here. You guys have been great. It's looked wonderful. .47 to go here in the third period. Canada lost to Switzerland in the preliminary round 8 days ago. Lost to Norway in a shootout, but then rallied to beat Czechia in the final round robin game. Knocked out the Finns, beat Latvia, and now a 4-2 lead on Germany with a chance to win a gold medal, which would be Canada's 22nd all-time. Peterka trying to throw that back in front. Here's Middleton for it. These two teams met in the very first World Championship. It had a gold medal game that year, and Canada won it. There were gold medal games off and on in the 1930s, and then none again until 1992. In comes Cahoon. Works it and shoots. That deflects wide. There was medal rounds, all kinds of different competitions, straight round robins. Sider lays it back across to Jonas Miller. Shoots, it goes off the stick of Jack Quinn.
Stick might be broken. It
probably is. And Quinn double checking it, makes his way up the ice. The referee said something to him as Quinn goes off.
It's in one piece. I don't know.
Nobles gains center ice and fires that down. Inside 5 to go here in the third. Uyghur up for Carconi, who knocks it down. And back goes Wiesman to pick it up. Knocked down by Kastner. Up for Nobles. And Jonas Müller plays it back for Wiesman. That pass disrupted, and off the stick of Uyghur goes up and out of play.
Tyler Toffoli, you mentioned one of only 2 players to have been in a World Champ before. He was the winner in 2015 and captaining this team. We talked to him the very first day they got to Riga, and he acknowledged, you know, it's a journey. It's not going to be perfect. The key is we have to keep improving. And his own game has echoed that as well. He's gotten better as the tournament's gone along, as has the team.
He was one of the kids in 2015, that team led by Sidney Crosby. Brent Burns on the team as well. Claude Giroux. Now picked up by Cody Glass. In comes Glass. He falls. And Stahoviak has it back for Germany. Winds back now. Plays that to Jonas Müller. In comes Soremis. Poke check from behind by Uyghur. What a tournament he's had. I mean, for a long time, people said when he played in Florida, he was probably one of the most underrated players in the NHL. But people who know him.
Part of the big trade, got the big contract, deserves it, earned it. One of the best players in this tournament. Maybe the best.
Look at the announcement of the tournament all-star team, the MVP, and the Director Award winners. And Niederberger's making his way to the German bench. On comes Cahoon. Sturm drops that back to Seider for Gavanka. Back at the point, Sturm feeds it there for Seider. Moves it and shoots, deflected in front. Montebo down. Nobles can't reach it. Picked up by Blais, fires at the length of the ice and just missed.
He wanted the third. It was pretty scrambly, not a bad time to take a crack. Lots and lots of time left on the clock. Germany used a net out 6-on-5 goal to tie the game against the U.S. before winning in overtime, but Montebo and the defense do the job in front of their goaltender. You got to save your timeout for probably later on in the sequence.
Right. Faceoff was won by Krebs. Peterka steps into him. 3 to go here in the third period. Lifted high in the air, back down to the German zone. Gavanka goes back, but icing waved off. 6 skaters on 5 for Germany. And Gavanka drops that back to Seider. Chips that back to Cahoon. And Dominic Cahoon has to pivot back as well. Rink wide, he goes to Seider. He's shouted there by Quinn. Seider wires that down. Here's Krause back on it for Middleton. Wigger chops it around. And Gavanka looks to Nobles. The Germans forced to the outside here. Peterka to Seider. Gavanka shoots. That was blocked by Wigger. And Wigger lifts that in the air, but not out. Nobles knocks it down. Wigger, once again, it's knocked down by Nobles. This time Quinn gets on it, banks that to the line, but not out. And Seider actually brings it out, and the Germans have to tag back up. Play it ahead for Quinn. Chips it back for Lawton. Scott Lawton scores! 5-2 Canada with 1:54 to go.
I could never get tired of Jacob Middleton smiling. Scott Lawton out there for defense again. Good effort by Quinn. Got caught on the wrong side of the puck a couple times, but forces Seider outside the blue line. Gavanka doesn't want to touch up and then takes the hit. Gets it to Lawton, who makes no mistake, and that is the 3-goal advantage. Comfortable now for Canada. They just have grinded all tournament long. Battled defensively. And what has changed as this tournament's gone on is that they've gotten more opportunistic. When they have had their chances to score, they've cashed in on them.
Team Canada, 5th goal, scored by number 21, Scott.
Myers goes back, and that's icing call against Germany.
And 67, Lawson Krause.
It's been a fantastic tournament for Germany. They were looking for their first ever gold medal. They were in good spot, up 2-1.
Back at the point, Myers fires, that goes wide.
Just think about how much the young guys have grown for Canada in this tournament. And their confidence. Neighbors, Krebs, Glass, Fantilli, Quinn. They're making plays at the end of games to win them now.
Now Joseph a long shot, and Niederberger knocks that away. This tournament's been a huge success for Germany in so many ways. They win a medal for the first time since 1953. Germany awarded the World Championship rights in 2027 for Mannheim and Dusseldorf, but they had high hopes entering this game and had 2 leads as well. Pierre-Olivier Joseph plays it around. Myers plays it back in. And Wiesmann chips it back for Moritz Müller. Gavanka swings away from Lucic. And with all the talk about those who chose not to come, the focus turns to those who did and what they did. And a memory to last a lifetime. The Canadian players to a man talked about the experience they had in Riga, playing there, and the group they have here. And to be honest, no one I've ever spoken with who's come here has regretted it. They had some adversity, injury to Ethan Bear. Joe Veleno was suspended for the balance of the tournament.
Joe Veleno was still with the team.
Yeah, he's still here.
Great to see him out there celebrating with his teammates.
Move down to the German zone icing call with 11 seconds to go in the third period.
Just so very typically Canadian that they found a way. They found a way to come together as a team, embrace their roles, the system, the challenge, each other.
By the way, Canada, with the World Junior win in Halifax, will now hold gold in both tournaments of the same year for the 5th time. Sturm fires that high and wide. And the countdown's on, and Team Canada has done it again. Gold at the World Hockey Championship, a 5-2 win over Germany. And that's 5 gold medals in the last 8 years for Canada.
Team Canada 5, Team Germany 2.
Andre Tournier was an assistant coach on the Canadian team that lost the gold medal game last year to Finland. And Moritz Seider trying to cheer up his teammates who have accomplished something historic. They play in a gold medal game for the first time since this format was adopted in 1992. But for Canada, it's another golden day.
Germany 7, Team Canada 9. Valkoukset maalien vuotti kolmannessa erässä Saksa 7, Kanada 9. Shots on goal the entire game, Team Germany 3.
And once again, the third period plays such a key role for Canada. They wind up outscoring the opposition 17-3 in the third. Seider was great for Germany. He's just 22.
Germany pushing ever closer to the big hockey-playing countries, the gap closing. We've been in these situations before. Sammy Blais, what a close for him. 2 goals. The gold medal game after scoring in the semis and the quarterfinals.
And the Canadian families who made the trip first to Riga, and then here this journey began for the Canadians in Budapest, Hungary. That's where they had their training camp. We will stay for the presentation of the silver medals to the Germans. The officials' medals. We'll get the players of the game, of course. And then the gold medals to Team Canada. Some of these Canadian players are on 6 a.m. flights tomorrow from Helsinki to connect home. At the end of a long season, it's a big commitment, but well worth it. Sam Montembeault, a world champion. Picked up on waivers a couple of years ago by Montreal from Florida. That's a tough pill to swallow for Germany.
Yeah, they'll feel better about a silver 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, had the 2 leads. But the future bright for German hockey. You think about Tim Stützle and Moritz Seider and J.J. Peterka, Lucas Reichel. I mean, Leon Draisaitl's 26.
Can't forget about one of the best players in the world as well.
They had 2 scorers in the top 10 in the NHL this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, the championship directorate has selected the top players of this World Championship.
Top players now.
Awards will now be presented on the jumbo screen. The best goalie of the 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship
Artur Silovs of Latvia was selected the top goaltender of the tournament. This is the directorate that chooses this, the various team officials.
The best defender is from Team Canada.
Mackenzie Weegar is named the top D-man.
The best forward is from Team Germany, number 33, J.J. Peterka.
And Peterka is selected the top forward in the tournament.
It's a real stepping stone tournament for Peterka heading into next year.
The media all-star team will now be presented on the jumbo screen. Goalie Team Latvia number 31, Artur
Silovs is named the media all-star goalie. Uyghur Moritz Seider, the all-star defenseman. Rocco Grimaldi of the U.S., J.J. Peterka of Germany, and Dominik Kubalik of Czechia are named the all-star forwards.
Speaks to the depth of Canada. One member of the 6 on the all-tournament team, and yet they've got the gold.
For Team Czechia, number 18, Dominik Kubalik.
Now the player of the game presentations. And it'll all wrap up with a presentation of the World Championship Trophy for the 22nd time to Team Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best players of each team will be awarded with the official watch by Tissot, official timekeeper of the 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The award for Team Germany will be presented by Vice President International Sales Tissot, Olivier Gonzalez. The award for Team Canada will be presented by IIHF Hall of Fame inductee 2023, Caroline Ouellette.
She was inducted in the IIHF Hall of Fame about 8 hours ago.
Best player of Team Germany, number 91, Moritz Müller.
Mo Mala, my old teammate, captain, long-time German captain, emotional leader.
One of the most beloved and respected players, not just in Germany, but in the sport.
Terrific leader, teammate.
The best player of Team Canada, number 79, Samuel Blake.
Pretty tough to argue with that.
Listen, what a closing weekend for Sammy Blais.
Scores in all 3 medal round games, 2 here tonight.
Commemorative medals for the on-ice officials of the gold medal game will now be presented by IIHF President Luke Tardif.
So the on-ice officials,
IIHF Senior Vice
Ron
President
McFarland of the United States, Tobias Bjork of Sweden, the 2 referees, Nick Morganti of the United States, Daniel Hinek of Czechia will be awarded the officials' medals. Hugh Fraser, this chairman of the Board of Hockey Canada on the left, will help present the gold medals to Canada in a few moments.
Tobias Björk and Sean McFarlane, and the linesperson Daniel Hinek and Nicholas Briganti.
It's a big honor to be selected to work the gold medal game in this tournament. It's often a stepping stone to the Olympics. Tobias Bjork, the referee number 25, worked the gold medal game at the Olympics last year. As IIHF President Luke Tardif hands out the officials' medals.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most valuable player as selected by the IIHF Directorate will now be presented by member of the board, Sales and Marketing, Skoda Auto, Martin Jahn. The most valuable player is from Team Latvia, number 31,
Won a bronze earlier today. The goaltender who came on in relief against Canada in the first game, 5 minutes in. It leads them to a bronze medal. There's going to be a party in Riga tonight, tomorrow night, the night after that, and for the foreseeable future. They were tremendous hosts, by the way.
One more time to celebrate Latvia and their accomplishments in this tournament.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship silver medal goes to Team Germany.
Their first medal in 70 years.
A lot to be proud of.
Franz Reindl, with the white hair, is on the IIHF Council. He's presenting the silver medals. Reindl, a terrific player in his day for Germany, longtime president of their federation, and was a key part of their bid to gain the hosting rights for the 2027 tournament in Mannheim and in Dusseldorf. Germany's got a bright future with 9 players in the NHL this year. Their goal is called Power Play 26. Started in 2019. The idea was to be competitive for a medal at the Olympics with NHL players by 2026.
For a medal, they can compete. Their very best. Grubauer in net.
Seider on defense.
A lot of pieces. And young players that are only going to get better, like Peterka.
And Moritz Müller leading the handshake line, getting a warm reception from Canadian players. He really is a revered player internationally. And there's Peterka, just 21. Next year's championship will take place in Prague and Ostrava in Czechia. 2025 will be in Stockholm and Herning, Denmark. 26 will be in Zurich and Freiburg, Switzerland. And 27 in Germany. Moritz Seider getting his medal. He's already a highly decorated player. Has been named the top defenseman in this tournament before. A Calder Trophy winner, is the Rookie of the Year in the NHL. Top defenseman in Sweden.
And he's just getting going.
He's just 22.
Him and Mackenzie Weegar were a treat to watch in this game, going up against each other. Good tournament for Harold Kreis and his German team.
Winnipeg native. The Germany is a young man. They're playing some junior hockey in Canada. By the way, Moritz Seider wound up playing 25 minutes, 15 seconds. 4 seconds more than Mackenzie Weegar, clocked it at 25:11.
Yep.
So the coaches and administrators get their medals. Joe Veleno is there in the handshake line for Canada, shaking hands with his Detroit teammate, Moritz Seider.
It's great to see such a hard battle, such an emotional investment against each other, and then congratulations on a job well done, whether you win or lose.
Germans began the tournament with 3 straight losses: 1-0 to Sweden, 4-3 to Finland, 3-2 to the U.S. Those are the 3 toughest games. They knew they'd have to run the table in the opening round to get in, and they did. Beat Denmark, Austria, Hungary, and France, but then came the shockers, the win over Switzerland in the quarterfinal. The Swiss rolled through the preliminary round. and the comeback win against the United States, the late tying goal with a goalie out, the overtime goal by Tiffels. And the Germans take second. It's amazing, you know, the Latvians won bronze earlier, and the excitement of winning that bronze medal.
Yeah.
This is a great accomplishment for Germany. But it just
losing your
feel,
last game doesn't feel quite the same now. It will. They'll get there. It's not in this moment.
And now we'll get the presentation of the second place trophy to Team Germany. And that'll be followed by the gold medals to Canada. Adam Fantilli, by the way, becomes the second Canadian to win gold at the World Junior and the World Championship in the same year, joining Jonathan Toews. The 11th overall in the history of the IIHF.
Toews had been drafted at that time, at least.
Toffoli's a two-time gold medalist for Canada. Won in 2015.
Please welcome the captain of Team Germany, Moritz Müller, to accept the second place award.
Peter Priza, Senior Vice President of the IIHF, hands one of the second place trophy.
That's huge.
Yep.
Silver medal is huge for Germany.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship gold medal goes to Team Canada.
Scott Lawton from Oakville, Ontario. Brad Hunt from Maple Ridge, BC. Tyler Myers from Calgary, Alberta. Cody Glass from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Sammy Blais from Montmagny, Quebec. Adam Fantilli from Nobleton, Ontario. Milan Lucic from North Vancouver. Jake Neighbors from Airdrie, Alberta. Tyler Toffoli from Scarborough, Ontario. Michael Carcone from Ajax, Ontario. Lawson Krause from Mount Bridges, Ontario. Pierre-Olivier Joseph from Chambly, Quebec. Jack McBain from Toronto, Ontario. Justin Barron from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Jake Middleton from Stratford, Ontario. Ethan Bear from Ottawachaie, Saskatchewan. Joel Hofer from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Sam Montembeau from Baconcourt, Quebec. Devin Levi from Dollar-des-Ormeaux, Quebec. Mackenzie Weegar from Nepean, Ontario. Jack Quinn from Cobden, Ontario. Joe Valeno from Kirkland, Quebec. The coaches, Andre Tournier from Nicollet, Quebec. DJ Smith from Windsor, Ontario. Alex Tanguay from St. Justine, Quebec. Troy Ryan from Spryfield, Nova Scotia. The goalie coach, Justin Pogge from Penticton, BC. The video coach, James Emery from Calgary. And the staff, equipment man Paul Boyer from the Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Larry Smoke from Airdrie, Alberta. The athletic therapist Kevin Elliott from Charlottetown, PEI. Kent Kabelka from Revelstoke, BC. The management crew, Doug Armstrong, the GM from Sarnia, Ontario. Steve Eiserman from Nepean, Ontario. And Shane Doan from Halkirk, Alberta. Peyton Krebs, Mokatoks, Alberta. Make sure we get him in. What a group.
Came together.
Yeah.
You know, you just look at the names before the tournament. You're not sure how it's going to work, what it's going to look like. You always have faith that Canada will find a way to be competitive, find a way to be their best at the end when it matters most.
The guy with the Hoopy jersey on is Andy Hoopy. He's a massage therapist who only works for Canada in international tournaments. He lives in Switzerland, so he only works in European tournaments. Works the Spangler every year.
Good gig.
Yeah.
Good gig. He's got a lot of medals in his collection.
Yeah. They find a way, don't they?
That's just it. They just find a way. This team especially, everybody chipped in. Everyone had a hand. See the St. Louis guys, Doug Armstrong and his 3 players.
And now, the Canadian anthem. And one more piece of business. IIHF President Luc Tardif.
May we ask for everyone's attention for the appreciation speech by IIHF President Luc Tardif.
Kiitos Tampere, kiitos kaikesta. Riga, Tampere, we will miss you. Before to close this tournament and before to give the trophy, I would like first to congratulate the medalists, but I want also to say thank you for the fantastic organization of Riga and Tampere who make possible this tournament. City of Riga, City of Tampere, all the 2 organization committee, and please, a hand for all the volunteers. Now, that's time to give the trophy. Captain, please.
Tyler Toffoli, 2-time gold medalist for Canada, but now the captain to accept the trophy.
What makes it all worthwhile. Sacrificing the time and the energy, the effort, the commitment.
Milan Lucic waited a long time to play for Team Canada and caps it off with a world championship. Canada on top of the world in Tampere, Finland.
silver medal hanging around your neck. I know you were gunning for gold, but how proud are you of your team's performance at this tournament?
Well, obviously, really proud of the guys. The whole journey we took from the camp through the tournament. Of course, now disappointment is a little bigger than happiness. I think we had it all this year, but I think with some time, we're gonna realize what we accomplished here.
This is your 11th World Championship appearance. What made this team special?
Sometimes you feel it right from the start when everybody's willing to sacrifice for each other, and we had that. Everybody was happy for each other, and I think we can be really proud. Like, we're a hell of a team.
A silver medal at the tournament. What are you most looking forward to build off of for future generations of German hockey?
I think this is huge for German hockey. I hope that kids in Germany watch us and decide to stop playing this, or if they play, to aim high. It's not always easy with soccer being the major sport in Germany, but I think we showed that with a lot of heart, a lot of dedication, you can become one of the world's best. In German, same one. Ich hoffe, dass wir in Deutschland einiges bewegen konnten. Vor allem Kinder, die uns zugeschaut haben, dass sie sagen, ich möchte auch Eishockey spielen, oder wenn sie Eishockey spielen, sagen, es lohnt sich, so hart zu arbeiten, man kann bis zur Spitze kommen.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sammy, they're calling you Big Game Blade. 2 goals to help solidify Canada's golden performance today. How does that gold medal feel around your neck right now?
Feels really good. I mean, we've been in Europe for a month, and we've all waited for that moment to play for the gold medal game, and we're lucky enough to have won it, and we're just really happy and really fortunate to have our family here with us and get that big win in front of them. It's really, really, really fun.
What is it about this team that's so special?
I mean, just we got so close to each other, and the team chemistry was unreal. It felt like we played together for 2 years, and we're just happy to get back home and bring a gold medal to our fans.
A golden performance here in Finland. Is there a memory that will be forever etched in your mind?
I mean, just being with all these guys, you know, like, you play against them during the year, and now you play on the same team we played 10 games together, and next year we're gonna get back and playing against each other again. So we're just gonna enjoy the moment tonight, and we're just really, really happy to get a gold medal. C'était un moment incroyable. On est en Europe, puis on a été ensemble pendant un mois au complet, puis pendant l'année on joue tout contre, puis on a formé une équipe, une famille, puis on a été capable de gagner une médaille d'or ensemble. Alors je suis vraiment, vraiment fier de toute l'équipe, puis on mérite cette médaille d'or-là.
Sammy, thank you. Congratulations.
Merci beaucoup.
I had to get those off. My dogs were barking.
Winners
Coach, I know you were gunning for a goal today. What part of the Canadians' game was so difficult to solve?
You know, I thought we got into the game really well. We put them under pressure with getting the puck deep, sport checking, but they adjusted to that. They were able to either play their short passing game. I thought they did a good job of moving the puck up ice. And when they got established in our zone, they started to create some chances. And, you know, as the game went on, we spent a little bit more time in our zone than we would have liked to.
You still have a silver medal hanging around your neck. I know what that means to German hockey at large. What are you most proud of when it comes to this team?
Yeah, well, I'm proud of the team, obviously. I think I'm proud of the fact that they played consistent throughout the whole tournament. We started with 3 losses against really tough opponents, Sweden, Finland, and USA. You know, the guys, it just got tougher. We went and, you know, won all the important games. They were all 7 games. Today was our 7th game 7. We unfortunately didn't win this one. So I'm extremely proud of the guys and their effort.
You've spoken about what this tournament means to German hockey and the next generation. This silver medal around your neck, what are you most looking forward to for decades and generations to come?
Ja, wie gesagt, vielleicht können wir wirklich Leute für das Eishockey nicht nur als Zuschauer gewinnen, vielleicht auch Kinder, die heute ein paar Vorbilder gesehen haben und sagen, ja, ich möchte so werden wie er und fange mit dem Eishockeyspielen an. Aber ich glaube, für die vielen Zuschauer in Deutschland, die können auch auf ihre Mannschaft heute unheimlich stolz sein.
Harold, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Lindsay.
Gold medal wrapped around your neck. What impressed you the most about Canada's performance tonight?
Oh, I think it's the commitment of everybody. I think we had to come here and play for each other and commit ourselves to the team, and there were no ego in that team from everybody, from the staff, the player, everybody. That was an unbelievable experience. I think the buy-in from everyone did everything they had to do to make that team successful. It's unbelievable, and I cannot say enough about the player who bought in, block shot, did it all, sacrificed a month of their life to come here, represent their country, make our country proud. I'm so blessed to be part of that group.
This is a long tournament. Players have to gel very quickly, though. How did you create that winning mentality amongst this group?
Well, that's a long story. We don't have enough time, but you know, it started with your leadership. I think we had a really strong leadership group who bought him in the program, and they came here, and the first day we met all the players individually, and the answer we got from everyone is, we're here to win. We want to win a gold medal. They wanted Canada to go back and where we belong, and that was almost emotional when we're meeting them one-on-one, how much they wanted to win. And I'm talking especially about our veteran, our guys who've been around, who've been successful in the NHL, and they didn't want to come here and win a medal for their country. So I think when you have that as a leadership group, it goes a long way, and there's no better coaching than the coaching's coming from the player, and from there the player coached themselves, and that was unbelievable.
You were an assistant coach last year when Canada fell to Finland in the gold medal game. This year, you're wearing that gold medal. Does it make it a little bit sweeter?
I love Tampere way more than I did last year at the same time. You know, I was there 2 years ago when we won in Riga, and I was there last year when we lost in overtime here. So I think this one is really sweet.
What are you most proud of when you think of this team and what they were capable of doing here in Finland?
Ouais, ce qui m'a impressionné le plus, puis ce que je suis le plus fier, c'est vraiment le commitment de nos joueurs. Les gars sont venus ici, on les a rencontrés le jour 1, puis tout ce qu'ils parlaient, c'est de gagner pour le pays, gagner une médaille d'or. Puis là-dedans, on avait des leaders incroyables. Puis ça a commencé par eux autres. Ils voulaient venir ici prouver qu'on était capable de gagner une médaille d'or, puis gagner une médaille d'or pour le pays. Je pense que du jour 1, le commitment de ces gars-là, c'était fantastique. Tellement fier de faire partie de ce groupe-là, ça se dit pas.
Congratulations.
Thank you. There we go.
minutes left in the third period. Ollaan täällä jäljellä 2 minuuttia. With minutes left in